Hey there, hi there, ho there, peeps. It's T coming to you again with some tea. It's kind of late right now, and I have the TV on because it kind of echoes in here. And I hope that you guys can really hear what I'm saying. But I decided that instead of me sitting down and waiting, once I get an idea for a video, not an idea for a video, but something that I want to talk about, that I should do it as soon as I possibly can, as opposed to waiting, because then I often forget and then it's not authentic. So I'm coming to you while this thing is on my mind, and I think I have a little bit more time recording. I did go ahead and buy a stand for my phone, but I am just so anxious, even though I seem like really mellow. I'm so anxious to record this video that I didn't have time to bother even setting it up. So what I want to talk about today or tonight is gender roles. I've had this argument or this discussion or quarrel with a few people lately, and I'm getting a few different things. I have my own opinion, and I really don't think I'm wrong, but you tell me what you think in the comments. If you know me, call me, inbox me, whatever. Anyway, enough of that. I'm not even going to go into that. I'm thinking too hard about that, really, but let me just get it off my chest before I decide that or clam up, because a lot of times I have a hard time, believe it or not, saying things that are intimate, you know? But here we go. For most of my life, I've been pretty independent. I grew up in a way that I had to take the lead and kind of be a parent, like kind of be an adult. Very, 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 very young. I had to take on adult responsibilities at a very, very young age, and a lot of the experiences that I had in life have caused me to be really, really tough. So people, men in general, guys, when they see me, I take on a certain characteristic, or, you know, we have this stereotype that black girls are so tough and they're so hard and they don't feel and they don't care, and, you know, they're such bees and whatnot. And we have this terrible stereotype that some people feed into, but guess what? You have people of every race who will fit into one stereotype or another. Okay, it's not only black women that are feisty and bees and whatnot, but I'm not going to get into that right now because that's not what this video is about. So with me being that way, standing up for myself, taking charge when I have to take charge, I think that I have gotten the very bad, what is it called when somebody thinks something about you and they, I'm thinking to myself, and they, reputation thing. I've gotten an extremely bad reputation from men in my life, or that I've dated or what have you, that I am the male. Like I am okay with taking on male responsibilities, or what has traditionally been male responsibilities. Like if I'm out with a guy who is a significant other or a loved one or whatever, I think even my loved ones at times, I mean, it's not like an incest thing to hold the door and make sure that I'm through the door before you go through the door. You know, things like pulling out the chair for me to sit down. Like chivalry, I know it's not dead. And it's not because I feel like I can't do it myself or anything, but I think that people just assume that I wouldn't want the door held for me, or it's not, I don't have to hold the door for her because she's so tough, she's so rough. I don't know what the hell they think, okay? But this is something that I've experienced, and when I'm thinking about it, it's kind of like getting to the point where it's ticking me off, because it's like I am a female, okay? I am a heterosexual female. And although I can take care of myself, and although I am independent, and although I would never want a man to be in my life where I'm just sitting at home barefoot and pregnant, and you know, just allowing him to do everything, and for me to sit down like a baby, you know, having him take care of me, like, what do you want to eat? Feed me. No, not like, you know, I'm not into any of that. I would never do that. I'm not expecting that. But in the same token, damn, give me a break. Like, I am vulnerable, like any female who may not be as tough as I am. Like any female who may not necessarily know how to speak up for herself, and or if she does speak up for herself, you know, just because I speak up for myself, and just because first of all, I've been forced to take care of myself. I didn't ask to have been given the large amount of responsibilities that I was given as a child, but I had to stand up and do what it is that I had to do. You understand? It's not my fault, and it's not a bad quality, and it doesn't make me I won't even say that, but it's something that I had to do. And just because I was able to do it, I don't think that I should be looked at as what am I saying, as a person who doesn't deserve to be, as a woman who doesn't deserve to be taken care of and or protected by a man. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you are comfortable with putting me in dangers, in the path of danger, then that's not okay. I'm not really sure what the logic is behind some of this stuff, but it's not okay. Like, for instance, you have a lot of guys out there, and I'm gonna be honest, I was one of those women who were taking care of my man. I always had this, being that I was given a lot of responsibility when I was younger, when I was a kid. I was given pretty much adult responsibilities. I've developed this innate motherly thing. And I was told by friends of mine, female friends, on different occasions, and again, I'm heterosexual, and I've been told by my female friends on many occasions that I do it with them. Like, I go into mother mode, like taking care of them, like, oh, you okay? You know, you have to do this, and you better do that. And you know what? I don't think caring about people is wrong. I don't see that as being anything wrong, doing anything wrong, unless somebody tells me that they don't like it. I don't see anything wrong with it. And I don't even really think about it when I do it. It's just that I care about certain people, and so I would care. You want something to eat? Did you eat? I'm eating. You know what I'm saying? That's just the type of person that I am. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But in the same token, well, okay, so not in the same token, so I'm gonna continue with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. So, you know, I've had a lot of past experiences in relationships where I was actually in relationships with guys who were comfortable with being kept. Now, y'all know what being kept means, right? And they will come across like, well, for some of them, excuse me, they were very needy. So it would be something that they would come at me with this, oh, poor me, nobody likes me, or they won't give me a job, or my mother, and all these kinds of things that I would totally feed into. I would totally feed into it, and I'd be taking care of them, and you know, maybe I'm gonna be honest, buying them clothes, buying them this, making sure they ate, treating them as if they were my husband and my child, you know, both, all in one, and bending over backwards, sacrificing for these dudes until, as you know, if you listen to and you watched up some of my other videos, there were things that led up to that, and it's called low self-esteem. Things that led up to my low self-esteem and allowing me to take care of and keep men. As I grew up and I developed a backbone and developed self-esteem, I realized that in all of those relationships I was being used. because no man, regardless of how inadequate he may be, and yes, I'm going to call it inadequate, and you can call me wrong, this is just my opinion, and I'm entitled to my opinion, regardless of how inadequate they've been, or they were, or they are, I just lost my train of thought, but anyway, I'm going to go back into saying that these guys, they all lack something, and okay, I got it. Regardless of how inadequate they are, and regardless of all the things that they don't have, and when they look at me, they'll say, oh, sugar mama, or what have you, oh, she's going to take care of me, or whatever the heck you want to call it. They all still had an innate ability to want to be in charge, to take on that role, that gender role of what we have known a man to be from the beginning of time. Again, there's all this newfound, oh, this is 2018, I don't want to hold the door, the woman can pay for dinner. Okay, but there has always been a standard, or a way that, I want to say, gender roles, a way that men were looked at and women were looked at. And I'm not even going to get into that deeply, but just for me personally, to each his own, whatever, those men would always turn around and cheat and find women who were who didn't have what I had, who didn't have the ability to lead the way that I have the ability to lead. And so they would have me over here taking care of them like mama with benefits, and then they would go over there to these, what would usually be either younger, like a lot, women or girls that were like so much younger than me, who had nothing. So therefore, with me, they're like, oh, I don't have, please take care of me. And me, like a dumb, would stay there and take care of them, while they're over here, and homegirl, who is like, ah, ha, 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 and it was like a kid, because to her, he's this big strapping man who can take care of her and protect her when he ain't got a pot to piss in, because I'm the one providing his pot. And you know, as I got keen to that and got hip to that, you know, I decided that, yo, this is not what I want to do. Okay, fast forward to today. Just because I am not going to be a sugar mama anymore, just because I am strong and independent, doesn't mean that I don't want to be taken care of. It doesn't mean that I don't want to feel protected. I still think that those traditional gender roles should have some kind of relevance today, okay? I don't feel that, not all the time. Again, I'm not a baby, and you're not going to open the door for me all the time. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to do that all the time. And just like the same thing, I don't want a sugar daddy. You understand? I'm not looking for a sugar daddy, but in the same token, recognize that I am a female. Recognize that I am a heterosexual female. Recognize that things that are dangerous, that there are certain things that should be considered dangerous for females to do, and even if we're not in a relationship, you understand, there are just certain things that I think should be self-explanatory. You see what I'm saying? There's just a certain level of respect, or a certain level of treatment that a woman should have. Like, if, and I'm being far-fetched and this is ridiculous, but it's not even ridiculous. I was going to say something that was ridiculous, like taking off your jacket and putting it in a puddle for me to walk over. That's ridiculous. But let's just say we're outside, we're chilling together. Even if you were my friend, you understand, we're friends, we're not in any type of physical relationship, and we're hanging out, and you care about me any at all as a female, and you're a man, and it's cold, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm cold, and I don't have a sweater, and you see that I'm generally chill bumps, I'm genuinely cold, and you have a sweater, I would expect you to say, it would be nice of you, it would be a manly thing for you to offer the sweater. Now, I could say no. You see what I'm saying? Nah, you know, I keep your sweater already, but at least offer the sweater. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a form of, I care about you, you're female, you need to be protected. And not in a condescending way. Like, oh, females can't drive. Oh, you're a female. I know you're cold. Not in a condescending way, but just in a way that I recognize your fragileness. I recognize your tenderness. I can't think of the right words here, but I'm thinking like, I am so tired of not being viewed as a female. There